Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second of our Coffee Talk webinar series. These are webinars designed to only take about 15 minutes, just enough time for a cup of coffee. So that gives you, doesn't take a big chunk out of your day, and hopefully you can find some useful information. So today we're going to be talking about our DPX reporting capabilities. For those of you who are maybe not aware of all the cool new functionality we have available and coming shortly. Our speakers today are going to be Ira Goodman, who's our VP of Worldwide Support. I'm sure a lot of you folks have talked to Ira along the way, and also Michael Fagan, our Senior Support Manager. Now, we are taking questions for this session, but the questions will be sent through the chat window. If you can't see the chat window, you may need to activate it. In the upper right of your screen, you'll see a button for chat, as you can see on the screen. Click that, it will open your chat window. When you send a question, make sure you send it to the host, that's me. That way I will be able to see the questions, and I will present those questions to our panelists to answer them. Those questions will be answered at the end of the session. So for now, I'll hand it over to Ira to start us off. Ira?
Hello, everyone. For those of you attending today who are already DPX customers, I'm sure that you're familiar with our current DPX reporting capabilities, whether they are embedded in the basic product as this first slide shows, or a part of the DPX reporting options that we provide via our ECX product. In this slide, you can see an example of the DPX trending report. So at this point, Michael, why do we need to expand our reporting capability, and what application will we use?
Well, hello everyone. The current DPX reporting, as you know, they provide you kind of some information. There's still kind of lack of customization. It's a very little customization. There's not a lot of interactivity and relatively long time frame to introduce a new report. One of the ways to improve this pain point is to use some generic use application that allows analysis and report building based on data and logic that can be provided. Such general applications are more usually known by the umbrella term business intelligence, and there are several BI providers. Some of them are SAP, SAP, Tableau, SAS, IBM, to name a few. So it's a lot of companies are on the market for business intelligence. And after our investigation, we have chosen to use Microsoft PowerBI for the following reason. It provides a familiar face for general audience based on Microsoft Excel pivot table. It's a basic distribution is included with Microsoft Office or Office 365. It's a large customer community and number of training materials are readily available. There's a huge number of features and regular updates from Microsoft. General information about Power BI can be found on some of the slides, which will be shared with you later after this presentation.
So, Michael, what data will we be using for report building and analysis?
It's an interesting question, Ira. Over time, we experienced the need for closer look and more detailed analysis of customer data within our support organization, especially while working on some of the complex intermittent problems which require deep understanding of the problem pattern, schedule sequence, and other details not easily derivable from the default DPX provided logs and reports. Fast forward, we developed a program which produced simple CSV reports facilitating analysis and thereby accelerating results. For a while, we used this capability only within support organizations. However, over time, we presented it to some of our customers for their own use. In a nutshell, log analysis data is produced by a program called Stages in the form of several CSV files, which collected and aggregate information. There are many options for Stages to produce full or abbreviated report, adjusting backup windows to view different time periods.
Michael, how do we produce the data that can be used as a source for Power BI?
Well, as discussed earlier, data is produced because of running the executable with certain flags and options. The Stages are already part of DPX product distribution. It is well documented and can also be downloaded from Catalogic My Support site. We pre-created a script producing CSV file that we use in Power BI. This script can run using the operating system schedule or as a pre or post script of DPX job. It is important to ensure the data produced is placed on a specific pre-created directory used for source data.
If I decided to use Power BI, what would I need to do? What will I receive from Catalogic?
Well, if you decided to use PowerBI, first of all, you have to download and install it from Microsoft. Again, you will see the link where you can actually get this application. You must create a directory where the CSV will be placed. Catalogic will supply PowerBI template producing several reports and script to produce data. You will be able to import your data into PowerBI template and produce reports that can be distributed within your organization or worldwide.
What if I decide to change the supplied reports or add or remove reports?
Well, you can change reports layout, content, add new reports, or remove existing reports by working within PowerBI desktop and propagating changes to your distribution. As we stated, Catalogic supplies a script producing data for and template producing reports. We think are useful for running and monitoring your enterprise. You can alter existing or creating your own reports depending upon your business requirements.
Are these templates available for immediate use?
Templates are available now. However, we are working on changing stages to facilitate data formatting. We expect full availability ready for production use within 30 or 60 days. And if you'd like to test our product as it is right now, we can provide installation instructions. Please send the mail to dpsupport@catalogicsoftware.com requesting trial, and we will be happy to get you started.
Okay, Michael, you really have me interested. How about showing this to all of our attendees?
Okay, yes, we can definitely do it. So, as discussed earlier, we use PowerBI to create and maintain our DPX reports. There are three distinct phases for working on reports within PowerBI umbrella. First of all, you have to create reports. Second of all, you have to put reports on the user space, which we do when we're publishing reports. And the second of all, you're sharing reports. We use PowerBI to create one. This is typical Microsoft shell, and majority of people familiar with how it feels and look. Source for reports, as we discussed, are files which produce the executable supplied by Catalogic that create number of CSV files. We created several reports what we're about to present, which are based on our experience and number of discussions with DPX backup administrators. The main source of data are DPX job logs kept in DPX report directory. By default, we keep logs for 30 days, so number of reports and dashboards are based on 30 days history. If needed, you can change, typically increase, number of days logs kept. So historical perspective can be based on the desirable length. And the second part, as we're also presenting the latest enterprise status based on the last 24 hours period, which usually exhibits current backup windows. 24 hours period also can be changed to your requirements. So now you can see, you can see on the screen, this is a typical Power BI shell, and we have several tabs here, similar to how it's organized within Excel. So if you go to the first tab, which is a data protector. So you will see aggregate data protected by job type within the 30 days period you keep in your logs. Again, this time period can be increased or decreased, and based on that you will see amount of data based on your specific time.
I see a lot of NDMP backups here.
Well, which is a typical information, because majority of people who is running block level backup and move them to NDMP, this is exactly the point of DPX. You're running incremental forever and using NDMP to keep data for longer archiving. The second report, which is we call data analysis, shows you similar information. So you will see actually for each job type, you can see, by the way, you can see if you hover it over specific bar, you can see what's NDMP and amount of data is backed up. So this is similar information if you saw on the first tab, but however here if you can drill down, and when you drill down it gives you actually all your jobs within type. So this is all jobs you ran for the period of time, so 30 days for file level backup. And even here you can actually drill down for job what you're interested in, and you will see amount of data and how job actually behaved within this 30 days period for every day. Wow. You can go to the different job type obviously, and in this case you will see different information.
great. Lots of detail.
Lots of details. And we kind of foresee this report would be usable for system administrators who would like to know where the data coming from and how is data distributed. And if you see some kind of anomaly in the distribution data, so let's say you run block level backup and all of a sudden you have several rebase, amount of data protected increased, and you want to know when it's happened and kind of dig deeper why it happened. The next tab is a job success rate. So again, here you see distribution for different job types, agentless catalog, condenser, and so forth, and you can see actually how the jobs behave during this period of time. So you can see immediately, so you would like really to understand why your script jobs actually you ran 47 times, and all 47 times it failed. There's definitely something wrong here. Either you don't need it and you can stop running it, or you really have to understand why it's happening.
And the color coding really helps.
Immediately shows you the green is a good and anything not green is bad. So for agentless backup, as we also see, only 33% of all agentless backup were successful and 67% are failing. So you really have to kind of pay attention to your agentless backup. The next tab is the job history. So it's the similar information what you had on the previous tab, but this is kind of more on the job level. So you can see again the same jobs, and you can see, let's say, for jobs which successfully ran for all 30 days, or let's say the job specific was failing one time, failed out of 30 times. So we can drill down and see exactly when the job actually failed. So it failed of the 27th of January. The next tab is the job statistics. So we have all information, we're collecting information about of jobs, and again, this is the aggregate for 30 days or whatever number of days actually keep your logs. So you will see every single job, and for every single job you can see the amount of data is backed up and performance for this specific job. You see the color coordination for different job types, and if you click on each of these jobs, it will be highlighted, and corresponding information on different graph will be highlighted as well. So if you have something on top of this graph but not on top of performance, it's definitely kind of indication. So data is a lot of data but moving not up to performance actually.
It just keeps on getting better. Okay, let's see the next one. Wow.
The next one is a similar information, but it's based on a specific server. So you can see here, so some servers you did backup using different type of backups. You backed up using file level backup, and you do backup using double protection. So it's obviously, again, this information can give you some thoughts. So you click on here, and you can see the same thing. This server was kind of backing up a lot of data, and it's performing actually a specific performance.
I see. So now we have node level data, which is also excellent.
Exactly. Node level, it's something what we always lack of, because as you all know, the DPX is a job-centric product. So information about node was difficult to derive. So this is, again, especially if you have jobs with multiple nodes in it, so you can understand actually where the weakest point within this job.
Michael, what's the dashboard?
Well, all these previous tabs what we went through are based on the 30 days period. The dashboard, what we put here, actually, it's information what's happened in the last 24 hours. So you can see here in the dashboard, you can see some job success. So we ran 68 successful jobs and 10 jobs failed for the last 24 hours. We're showing here all jobs that failed. Also, if you have some kind of important messages, we show you all important messages. And important messages are including your license violation, your cleaning tape requirements, or something related to the space, either warning or it could be actually a reason why jobs failed. We also show you the amount of data moved by jobs and job duration. So if your backup windows is not was too long, you immediately see who is your biggest offender. Also, we included here the significant data change rate. So in other words, if you have some unexpected data change rates on your servers, and right now we're using, 30% of 30%, but it could be changed, so you immediately see it in this small windows. We also included what media was used the last 24 hours, and we show you what available media for your next running.
So that's good for our customers that are still using tape. Okay.
Correct, correct. It's a tape user, but again, all these reports could be used for capacity planning and for understanding what happened in the last 24 hours. Almost every single report has you can narrow your search by clicking on specific server or specific job. Yeah, so this is all reports. I don't want to go into a lot of details, but the next stage would be to publish these reports, and after you publish this report, you can share them. Again, if you are really interested, and just right now, because we're kind of running a little bit out of time, so I will not show you, but if you're really interested, just give me a call, and I will go through actually and show how to publish and distribute your report.
Yeah, and respect for everyone's time. That sounds like a great next step for everyone that wants to find out more about this.
Okay.
All right. That was excellent, guys. We do have at least one question, but let me just mention this stuff quickly. If you do have a question, you can type it into the chat window right now. Make sure you send it to the host, which is me, and I'll ask it to the guys, and I do have one in the queue. But before that, let me just note that if you're interested in more information on our DPX product, you can just go to our website, catalogicsoftware.com/product/DPX, or you can find it in the drop-down menu. We have these Coffee Talk webinars happening every week for the next couple of weeks, so I invite you to check out some other ones. Again, go to our website. Up at the upper right, you'll see a webinar link. Just click on there, and we'll have all the information there for the upcoming webinars. We didn't mention it in the beginning, but we are giving away 3 Starbucks cards, so you can enjoy a cup of coffee during your next Coffee Talk webinar. We'll send those emails out later today with the winners. And now we have, okay, I've got a number of questions in the queue. So let me start with the first one, guys. So question around ECX, is that now obsolete for only using for reporting? So what is the status of ECX reporting in relation to the what we've just seen today, I guess, is the question.
Oh my goodness, ECX reporting is still alive and very, very well. This is just an attempt to provide a little bit more detail from the DPX perspective, but all of the ECX reports are still very, very healthy.
And I would add, actually, this application is called business intelligence, so you really can dig into your data and to find information what you sometimes don't see from the static reports produced by ECX or DPX itself.
Okay. Yeah, I was seeing, Michael was giving me a tour of the product the other day, and you can actually do an awful lot of build your own, which is really cool. You can, if there's a particular piece of data that you're not finding in a report, odds are it's in there somewhere, and you can build out a report or add it to a report. It's really, really flexible. Okay, another question. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. Your note is very, very right, Peter, because the beauty of it, we give you data and we give you tool, and you can really derive anything what you really want and need for your specific needs.
Yeah. Okay, the next question, is there a report for tape usage which was available in the BEX reporter? So tape usage report.
Again, right now we don't have it here, but information is there and we definitely can derive it, or you can do it again yourself, again, as soon as you understand the logic of which is part of CSV files and how to use Power BI.
So it's effectively something that Power BI lets us to it's so extensible we can get that from the Power BI reporting.
Exactly.
All right, cool. And another question, is it possible to get a notification if a job fails, again, as it was in BEX Reporter? So is there any notification component to this?
Well, there is not. I mean, so for Power BI, what you can do is to produce reports and produce dashboards. What you can do, you can again, what we foresee, you run this application, what we call the stages, to produce CSV files. And these CSV files will be fed into Power BI, and information will be constantly changed. How often you update Power BI reports, this is between you and Microsoft, because again, some basic model is free, but you really want to do something more sophisticated in terms of multiple times a day updating or subscription or more powerful distribution. This is between you and Microsoft. You have to discuss with Microsoft.
Can we actually get the alert though?
I did not investigate this. I really have to look at the Microsoft. I know you can get subscription, and probably the subscription could be based on some conditions, which could be kind of considered as alert. But again, this is something to
we need to check into that further.
Investigation, yes.
Okay. Well, okay. Another question's come in. Is PowerBI a standalone DPX reporting solution, or does it run alongside the ECX DPX reporting appliance? I guess that means, can it work independently, or does it require the other solution? I think that's what that question means.
It's absolutely independent utility. Again, you're getting Power BI. We give you data, and whatever you saw today's presentation is already ready for you. We can give you templates that will produce exactly what we saw today. But if you can create actually something different, you can use data and create your different reports.
The DPX reporting runs independent of this.
Absolutely.
The ECX reporter piece runs independent of this and is still very available for its scope of reports. And we'll be adding reports to that also.
Okay, cool. All right, so oh, another one just came in. Okay, interesting. I'm already using Stages for backup failures and feeding that into my Zabbix dashboard. What parameters are you passing Stages to get the list of warnings? That's a very technical question. We could possibly, I don't know, is that something you might want to respond to by email, or?
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds like a really great question for an offline conversation.
Yeah. Send us email, and we will provide you options. Actually, I really want to say the Stages has very good documentation, what you can download. And again, right now we are working on the Stages to facilitate and change a little bit some output, what you saw today. But in general, Stages is very well documented. So if you get documentation, you will see all possible switches, all possible flags to produce a lot of different information.
But we love talking with all of you guys, so don't be shy. Give us a call.
Yeah, so it does log the questions, so guys, you have the name, and you can respond, directly later via email.
Yep.
That's it. That was a great bunch of questions. So let's give it one more shot. Again, if you have a question, type it in, send it to the host. We'll just give it another second to see if there's any more. And certainly you guys know how to get in touch with Ira and Michael, I'm sure, if you have questions that you think of later. That happens to me all the time. I always forget when I need to think of something, and then an hour later I'll go, oh, that's the question I wanted to ask. So you certainly can follow up with us. This session has been recorded, by the way, and it'll takes us about a day or two to get everything up online. But we will have it in the next couple of days if you want to share it with colleagues or watch it again or anything like that. It will become available, and we'll send everybody who was on the session today an email, again, in a day or two as soon as the link is available. We'll send you a follow-up email giving you the link to the recording. So again, you could revisit it or share it with colleagues. So I don't see any more questions coming in, so I think we can wrap it up. We did hit our time in the 15 minutes of the original session. We can never guess how long questions will be, so that doesn't count in our 15 minutes. But I hope everybody found this both enjoyable and helpful. This information, I think, is pretty exciting new stuff for the DPX reporting. So with that, I thank everybody for attending.